All right, let's talking about the big issues today in our country. My guest seated, Honorable Boniface Gambila is the Member of Parliament for Napdam, and Honorable Adam Mutawakilo is the Member of Parliament for Damongo. And I know we have a friend in Damongo who's always sending us a message. Let me hear you on this. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. It's not a very good morning in Old Tafo because of the things that came up yesterday. The clashes that resulted. We were reporting one death, but in the daily graphic of today, I think they're reporting 3 deaths. The daily guide is also reporting 2, I think. A 30-year-old man was shot by a security man and was rushed to the Tafo government hospital. He was later transferred to Kath, where he died. Wielding machetes, claps, knives, and hammers, irate Muslim youth who claimed to be fighting assaulted anyone they could find on the troubled Old Tafo streets. The vandalism and destruction was triggered by disagreements over a piece of land at the Old Tafo cemetery. Sadly, we have this issue of Muslim youth and traditional supporters of the traditional leaders clashing in Old Tafo. Honorable Mutawakilo, what's your understanding of what's been happening since Wednesday?
Yeah. Thank you very much, and I want to take this opportunity to say good morning to our cherished viewers, and more especially the good people of Damongo constituency. It's a sad news, and this shouldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. Dialogue always resolve issues. I don't think that the construction of a fence wall should result into the death of 3 people. That is too high a cost. Apart from that, the negative externalities, people who are not linked to it are affected because currently there is 6 to 6 dawn curfew. Mm-hmm. And that means that 3 people even traveling through that to other parts of the country will be affected. I believe that this is something the traditional authority and the Muslim leaders could have come out, discuss it, get a surveyor to do the necessary layout for the wall to be constructed. So it's a sad news. Mm. And I think we the youth should have patience. We are energetic, but life is very precious. That is one. We must know that our activities negatively will have effect on other people who are not part of the decision that we take today. So I want to urge that they should come together, sit with the traditional chief and agree as to where the wall should be constructed. Than individual unilateral decision. I think that will not be the best.
Honorable Gambila, is it difficult dealing with Muslim youth? I mean, I almost feel uncomfortable because I'm saying Muslim youth, but that's the reality on the ground. How difficult is it dealing with young people who are Muslim?
First of all, I think I would want to make a suggestion first. Our media should always try to be educators and avoid some of these headlines.
Yeah, very, very.
Why do I say so? If I move into the area, like you're talking Swami, is it Swami?
This is Old Tafo.
Old Tafo yesterday or something. You see, the first thing is because you see a group of people, and sometimes I encounter people because the people are speaking Hausa, and the fact that they are Muslims is because they are Muslim, that's why they are behaving that way. Hasty conclusion, not logical at all. We quite agree that in research, when you're conducting research, sometimes they look at some of these demographic factors. They say ethnic groups and religion. And so if you find that there's a preponderance or a repetitive nature of that group behaving in a certain way, then you say because they are that group. Mm-hmm. But for me, I think it has come a long way. Though there may be influence, but we all believe religion or Islamic religion, first of all, is for peace. If you don't believe in the tenets of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace, then you are not a Muslim. Yeah. But when our press media go to meet, the first thing they are like, why is it that you people are doing this? Is it because you are Muslims? And the headline is Muslim youth, Muslim old men, Muslims that. I can understand the the circumstances.
But how do you make that distinction if indeed this is what is on the ground?
Yes, why is it that we don't just end it youth? They are youth. That is clear. They are based on their age. Mm-hmm. Fact is, if you go deeper, you may find that there are other religious youth among them. Mm. It's just because you may see 20 are Muslims and you fail to see the two who are Christians or whatever it is. Sometimes that is what happens because people just go with a preconceived mind. Oh, these people as usual, they are Muslims, so they are causing all this. And you see, we must put a barrier somewhere so that we don't motivate that issue. Because when we continue doing so, then the group will come and say, let's go. Some group will come and be hiding behind the issue of Islam. So that when you touch him, he wants to take cover to get protection by using Muslim. Because we have bought into it. So let's put a line to it. When we come, if you are young men, you are young men. If you are, of course, if it is a whole community of one ethnic group, then you can say so. But where there is even one different external variable, you don't conclude so. Just say it is those people. Let's cut off this religious and tribals, whatever it is. That way, for me, we should find a way of breaking it.
Is this in recent times almost becoming an issue, Muslim Christian? Because this won't be the first time that something like this is coming up.
And that's why we need to break it. If we don't start, it won't end. Because we have bought into it and it is so. Because sometimes, for example, I know I go to places, then people meet me and then they say, oh, as for you, Northerners, you like, is it because you grow kola nut? That's why you chew kola nut. But we don't grow kola nut in the north. And the Northerners who you see chewing kola are not Ghanaian Muslims only. So there is a bit of self-education by our own people.
Some misconceptions here and there.
You, the media, yourself, you have to. But for me, primarily, the thing is, let's break those kind
So now, how do we break it?
I just want to add that it is high time we stop following the Western media, which tend to see the Muslims as troublemakers, as terrorists. It is very high time. Why is it that it's Muslim youth against which youth? Nobody has mentioned any other youth, the Muslim youth.
They say,
because it
relates.
Say
young people backing the traditional leaders.
Which youth are they? Are they Christian youth or traditional youth? That is the question. Why are you tagging one group as Muslim youth for them to see them? You see, if U.S. started it when they got to Iraq and brought these Sunni and Shiites, they were brothers. I'm okay. And Muslim, this and this provide a basis for others who do not even believe in the Muslim religion, but wants to cause trouble to take advantage. I thought that it would have been looked differently.
So you want
because
us to
if you
focus
tag Muslim
on what
youth,
the issue is,
and then you don't describe the other youth, and your focus is on Muslim youth, I have a very big problem with that. I have a very big problem. It is very, very important we find a way of, as my brother indicated, getting rid of these headlines so that we see it as a national issue, as an area issue, a zonal Tafo issue, and not bring religion. The moment you bring religion, it becomes something else.
The tendency will be to drag in more people. It becomes
something else because if you tag them negative, I won't be comfortable because I know the religion is a peaceful religion.
But if we were saying Muslim youth and Christian youth, you would have been okay with that?
That is not the best. What I'm just talking about, we don't need to put religion into this sort of things.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, but let's talk about, and this issue continues to be really, really
But
sad.
we also have to make a call for our most Islamic communities to take note that some of the young people or the people are misusing the name Islam, and so they should talk to their people. They should also, like I'm saying, they should also play a role in educating the people to break this misconception.
Sure, and I think, you know, as also you're also leaders of the communities. We are our
do.
members of
From
parliament.
the way I'm
so
talking, you should know that me
That's
have
why
been
be
I
able to
indicated
spread the
that
message.
dialogue is always the solution. What has happened yesterday will not provide a solution.
But the question even
But
is,
I think
it's a cemetery, am I right?
Yeah.
They say it's a Muslim cemetery. That's what I understood. So if it is a cemetery allocated for Muslims, and now there's supposed to be a construction of a wall so that there will be no trespasses and all that, or for proper management of the cemetery, what is the problem?
I think the issue is maybe perhaps they going beyond the boundaries, beyond the land allocated to them. Not very sure. I think the clashes have taken over the real issues.
I think they can work at it.
That is what I said. That
they can work at
in
it.
constructing of anything of that sort, and we need to have a surveyor who come in to be able to actually demarcate the boundary if there are any disputes. So if two wrongs don't make a right.
I think it can be solved.
To have,
if it is such, it will be solved.
If some have gone
my
in a way
fear
that
is that the chief is also involved in this.
Yeah.
You know, usually they are usually on the neutral side.
Yes.
So now it's become.
So it has come to a
That has
extent that
become
the
the
chief
traditional.
That's why I'm saying
it's become
that
the traditional leaders.
if he feels that the wall wasn't properly constructed, I think we needed to have made the other side who are doing it come together, even if it is anything. Let's involve other third-party people to come in and see how we can resolve it.
Sure.
That is why I say two wrongs don't make a right. Because he's not doing the right thing, you tend to demolish. It will bring what we have seen today.
Yeah, if the chief got involved,
where there's a problem,
and that is Tafo. Beyond, I don't know the chief's his status, whether he's a paramount chief or a divisional chief or whatever it is, but the ultimate place for redress will be the assassination. So if it didn't move up, then I think they have mess. They don't respect themselves and they don't respect tradition, and that is the problem.
The Ashanti Region Security Council is expected to meet today, Thursday, to review the curfew situation. So more details on that right on News Desk later on this morning. But from one incident that shouldn't be happening to another that shouldn't have happened at all, I'll let you combine the gunning down of two brothers who were mistaken as armed robbers by the police and this bounty that's been announced by the police for killers of your own former colleague, Member of Parliament for Ebuakwa North, the 10,000 Ghana cedis reward for anybody who would provide information that would lead to the arrest of the assassin or assassins of the Member of Parliament for Ebuakwa North. But perhaps first, this teacher, Francis Gbene, who was mistaken for a robber and shot in Mampong. He died at the Mampong Government Hospital, we're told. He said he felt a spreading numbness through his leg, through his thigh. It was heading for his heart, sensing that certain death was closing in him. Mentally sized up his priorities and reduced everything that matters to his wife and daughter. The message he left for his wife and daughter that he loves them, last words that he said before he died. But this shouldn't be happening. This is really sad. You don't know where to put the blame, whether on the police who mistook them because they were sitting on the motorbike and they had been called that there was an armed robbery incident happening. Where do you put the blame, really?
It is a very difficult situation. Per the story, they were even going to help.
Yeah,
They head of it
to rescue.
and to going to see how they could help in the arrest of the armed robbers. And unknowingly, the the police took them for armed robbers and shot them. That is a very sad. My condolences to the bereaved family. And this comes into question as what time do you shoot as a security man. The police have been doing quite well over the period. They've arrested a lot of arms that were brought from Togo to Ghana, even in Kumasi, and they've done well in terms of armed robbery. But doing that, you have to be cautious as to when to act. Yes. They thought that he was pulling
one of the brothers, the one,
yes,
the one
was pulling, they thought
behind
that,
the motorbike was pulling something, a weapon.
But that it needs to be investigated whether that statement is really true or not. Because until facts comes out, you cannot be very sure. I could realize in US somebody was shot, and the statement from the police, somebody took a video of it, and it was totally different. Mm-hmm. So we also need eyewitnesses from the scene to be able to give us the real facts. So I believe that, yes, this is what they have said. There's the need for them to institute an investigation into it and come up with the true facts for us to know, because it's very pathetic. Yeah. It's very, very pathetic.
Honorable Kabila?
Both cases are sad situations. And I think for some of us, this kind of things don't happen in our areas. If you come to Nabdam, you rarely hear it. And I'm sure the same thing in Damongo. For a number of years, I haven't heard of conflict and shootings in Damongo.
No.
But Nabdam is a Geneva of Ghana. We are always peaceful.
Yeah?
And it's good people come to Nabdam and learn how to coexist and how to manage and solve conflicts and how to avoid conflicts. Perhaps we are a lucky community. But having said so, it's good that communities become self-protecting and preventive communities, trying to prevent those kind of social vices and all that. That will help everybody. The police shooting, for me, once in a while those things will happen. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the casualty allowable level of the police anyway. But for me, not even a single casualty from the police should occur. That is, they have been trained and retrained. I am always surprised to hear that a victim turning around, maybe he was pregnant or something. If it is a kind of the long guns, certainly you see. If it is the short guns or the pistols, those ones, yes, you may say so. But when you see, if they were actually armed robbers, that possibility could be held with some margin.
So didn't they talk to them? Didn't they get the opportunity to say, identify yourself? You know, like we're watching the movies and in the series.
They were on a motorbike, from what I've read. So they were actually moving, and they were also following. So it's an issue of what we come back and talk, that professionalism. But sometimes common sense supersedes professionalism. What is professionalism? It's all the same common sense. Because you see the people clearly. Unless you tell me you are blind. This cannot be an issue of misperception. Of course. What is the environment like? We actually don't know how the environment looked like. But if they were on a motor, I'm sure they were not in a bush riding. It was clear on the road. And every individual can see clearly at a certain distance. So for me, those errors are avoidable, you know. But having said so, this is not the first time police shoot police. Okay?
Or police shoots a civilian.
Yes, also. It has happened a number of times, and I don't know when the police too are coming. They don't have signals to communicate. They have passwords for the day. They have codes. Where have all those things gone to? In security, you get a day, and as soon as you come in, he mentions a code, and you know that this is a member. So when these things are happening, I think they should begin to revive it, so that each day they have a code for the security people, and when you move into such situations, for you to prevent these things, you mention the code, and they follow the signal. They should have signals. Then they'll know that, oh, that man too is a police, that man too is a CID, that man too is this, based on that simple code. I don't know if they are continuing it, but it looks like it's abandoned, because if it is used, and I'm a policeman, I'm getting to a scene area where I see these people, first of all, I should mention the code and find out if he will respond the same way. And that can eliminate this kind of
Sure.
But now that people can jump into people's houses and stab them and kill, and killing MPs now, and this is not the first time MPs have been attacked, some by armed robbers, some by assailants, you don't even know. And this one that has just happened on my brother JB, until things unravel, where it's difficult to.
But do you have hope that we'll find the killers based on incidents that have happened in the past?
Sometimes
some people are not so hopeful.
Sometimes we can be lucky. Sometimes, unless, you see, if he has a strong ghost, I'm an African, he can hunt the killer.
You believe in ghosts?
It happens. It happened recently. He can hunt the killer. Wherever the killer is, if he's sitting in Trotro, he'll sit by his side. If he's going to eat, he'll see JB's face. If he's going to drink water, he'll see JB's face. If he's strong, his spirit is strong, he will hunt that person, and that person will come out and say.
What's this recent experience of yours? You said it's happened before.
Oh, it happened in my villages, so if you want that one, it's in the villages.
I believe.
And there was one case in Goasu, somebody finally came out to confess that he was the one who killed this media man in Goasu Ashutifi not long ago. That's last year. Now, there is a whole litany of cases not yet unraveled. So for that one, I call on the government to look seriously and get hidden securities, improve the security system, because if not, we are beginning to feel unsafe. Yeah. Okay? And I think one proposition I want to make, we don't have enough police force. So the personnel is short. For about 4 years, these people cannot recruit police. And that is a problem. So what I think with the little that we have, I want to make a suggestion that wherever you find MPs residing, there should be police visibility in that area.
In that community, okay.
Why do I say so? So that he is not there purposely for the MP, but for the community. Because I heard people begin to say, oh, they pay taxes and they also need protection and all those kind of things. But there is protection for the judiciary, there's protection for the executive. And the third arm, that makes the law. You say we don't need protection.
Honorable Mr. Ahilo, your take
Thank
on
you.
this.
Before I do that, I just want
Before you do what?
Before I come to the substantive issue, I just want to, when it comes to equipping the security, I think the NDC government is known to be number one. One, in terms of equipment, the number of vehicles you see today, even the type, robust type.
But are you using them to fight crime?
General crime wave has declined. It's a fact. In terms of employment, as of 2009, when we came to office, police to civilian ratio was 1:1,100. As we speak today, it is 1:724, which is declined to the world UN standard of 1:500. So he's claimed that we are not employing The police force, I think he's out of. He's
I
not
say
doing-
for 4 years.
he's-
I say for
I'm
4
saying that you are not doing your analysis well. Per statistics,
I'll prove to
we
you.
have done very well. Now come to our colleague, late colleague. It's sad. When I heard it in the news on TV3, I said, oh, what has happened? Because last year, Nkwanta North MP was attacked in his house and stabbed multiple times. He was rushed to Kolebu. Thank God he was saved. And this one has been unlucky to us. But we visited the house, the residence of the deceased, and we saw footprints, blood footprints of the murderer on the fence wall. When he was killed, after the act, he was killing. You could see it very, very clear. And with the modern forensic lab that the NDC government has constructed,
At where?
I want to believe that they will start taking data of footprints and fingerprints of criminals. It doesn't take one time to gather the data. It takes a longer time. As they arrest, if they are able to take the footprint of this person, and as they arrest, they are able to do forensic analysis for comparisons, will go a long way to help. But this can be achieved with the support of the general public. All of us should be vigilant in whatever information we get and relate it to the security.
Sure.
Especially the chairman and some members saying that they believe that it was
Contract killing?
He was contract killing. The chairman of Eastern Region, I don't know the area, saying that he was groomed for 2020 and therefore he could be a target. And some other MPP members coming out to claim that they suspect something had gone wrong within them.
So
they are not blaming
really?
Anybody. Yes, statements have been
I
made.
haven't.
So I want to believe that they will cooperate very well. And
So you think all the
unraveling
things
this
that are coming out from individuals and even within the party should be interrogated?
Yes, very, very interrogated.
All right.
And the last one is, in 2010, he was attacked. This is not the first one. He was attacked.
But that
in
was
2010.
in a different related in a different matter. That might not be related,
but
to this in any way.
You don't brush it aside.
Okay.
You don't brush it aside.
Insecurity.
So I want to believe that they should go back and follow it up. Where it falls short, there's no problem investigating issues relating to past events and relating it to current. If it doesn't work,
unfortunately,
it is not a
because
crime.
of time, we'll have to end it here. Thank you for your time. We'll do this again.
Thank you.
Honorable Boniface Kambila and Honorable Adam Motawa Kilo. I'm grateful for your time. Stay with us. The beautiful Gladys Osei Oredu is coming to rock you with entertainment news. Watch out for her costume, though. Stay with us.